Hello and welcome to Superpants Gaming. Thank you so much for joining me today for this, my March recap of my 52 Platinum Challenge. If you're new here, basically I'm trying to get 52 Platinum trophies on PlayStation games during 2025. So how did we do? Now, last month I set the target of trying to be on 13 Platinum trophies by the end of March, because that would be a quarter of the way for basically having a quarter of the time gone. And we were on 8, so as you can see here, I've put 5 trophies in, which is exactly what we needed, because 8 plus 5 is 13. There you go, maths lesson, people. So, what games did we actually get the Platinum trophies on? Now, the first game is a game, now this actually belongs to my sensible adult, and that's Bee Simulator. Now, I've never played this before, but she's played it sort of like when I've sort of been like away or, you know, sort of thing. And she recommended this to me as a game that I might actually enjoy, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect. When I hear sort of an animal simulator, I think of sort of Goat Sim and stuff, which we did last month, but this is nothing like a Goat Sim. In this, you basically take the role of a honeybee sort of thing, and yeah, it's really quite good. I'm really pleased to say. A little bit sort of surprised by it, because I wasn't quite sure what to expect. There's a sort of story goes through it. I would say I enjoyed the first 3/4 of this, and then at the end there's a bit of a mop-up where you need to pollinate 3,000 flowers, which doesn't sound like a lot for sort of grindiness sort of thing, but to pollinate a flower you just fly through it, and when you can only hold 50 at a time, that's basically 60 runs. And I don't know, that just seemed a little bit sort of unneeded at the end, but I guess in a way it's sort of showing the busy work that a bee would do and the sort of the repetitive nature of it. I would say it plays a little bit sort of loose with some of the facts and stuff, but I would also say that it was overall was a very, very decent game and a very decent experience that I really actually enjoyed playing. So there you go. Yes, and the second game that we've ticked off for March is a game called Devious Dungeon. That's a game that I've actually played in the past a couple of times, and I really, really enjoy it. It's kind of like a small indie roguelite sort of dungeon crawler. And basically, you find the key, you find the door to progress to the next level, and each of the levels sort of get a little bit harder and stuff, and then there's a boss every sort of dozen or so levels. And the sort of 16-bit sort of aesthetic of this is absolutely delightful. I find the game just works. It does exactly what it's trying to do, and it's just a lot of fun. It's probably not the best game ever made by any means, but it's a solid 7. It's a game that I've always really enjoyed playing. So I'm mad pleased to actually play it again, get another platinum on it, and there we go. And then the third game that we've managed to complete this month is one that we started right at the beginning of this whole challenge, and it's Defense Grid 2. So we started it really early because we needed to pop a couple of easy trophies basically so that I could sort of sign up for the accounts and stuff with True Trophies. And I've been playing it over the course of the last couple of months and really, really enjoyed it. Tower defense game. I'm pretty sure that all you guys out there have heard of Defense Grid 2 and seen it, because you know it's not really a new game, let's just say that. And yeah, a lot of fun, really enjoyed my time with her, and yeah, mad pleased to actually get the platinum on it. And then the fourth game is a game that is quite an opportunist game, to be honest, because you guys may or may not know, every month I do this thing called the Fast 4, where I've got a list of about 400 games that I put into like an online sort of name picker, which I do sort of right here sort of thing. Sensible Adult sort of stands at the side and presses the button, and it generates games from this big list of about 400 games. Now, on that 400 games, there were probably about 30 or 40 that I would consider for like this 52 Platinum Challenge sort of thing. And one of them happened to come up this last month, and I wasn't totally sure at the beginning, to be totally honest, but that game is Astro Aqua Kitty. And this came up, now I've only had this a couple of months. This was actually like in quite a recent sort of pickup video. And when I saw it come up, I thought, oh, now that's interesting, because I'd played about half hour of it on my other account, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, wow, that seems like a really, really good game, and you know, I need to go back to it and play it again. When it came up, I said to my sensible adult, I don't know if I'm going to be good enough to get the platinum, because I'm not very good at shooters. You know, I won't, yeah, I'm not going to hide that from you. I'm not very good at most games, to be totally honest, but I'm like particularly not very good at shooters. And it came up and I was like, should I, shouldn't I? And I said to my sensible adult, I want to play through the whole game for the review. I said, so I'm going to do it on SOP Gaming and actually do it as a 52 Platinum game, because I'm going to be completing most of it anyway, and then if there's a few that are a little bit tough to get, I'll get through them. I'll get them one way or another sort of thing. And that's exactly what I did. I absolutely love this game. I absolutely adore this game. And I think I kind of bought this on a bit of a whim. And anyone who's not familiar with this, definitely give it a look. And if you're into shooters and sort of retro styled shooters and don't mind a bit of quirkiness sort of thing, this is absolutely solid. So I am mad pleased to say that I've platinumed this. This probably took 10 to 12 hours. And yeah, I will definitely be going back over this on my other account and stuff and be getting the platinum on there as well, because this, yeah, solid game. As you can tell, I quite like it. So there you go. And then from there, I was in a bit of a sort of shooter thing. I was like, oh, I want to play another shooter. I was a little bit upset when that actually finished. And the 5th game that we've actually got is another shooter. And that's a game that's been in my digital sort of backlog for quite a while. And that's Habroxia. And I see this in the sale quite a lot, to be honest, because I often flick through the sale and it's normally only pretty cheap. And yeah, it's been sat there for a little while. And I was like, now's a good time to play that, because this meant to be quite easy. And yeah, it kind of is. It's a little bit sort of roguelite again. You're collecting sort of credits through the stages and stuff, and then you're upgrading your ship and stuff as you do to sort of be able to get through some of the later, slightly harder stages. There's nothing in it particularly difficult. However, I thought it had locked me out of a trophy. There's 2 levels, I think it's level 6 and 12, where you have to rescue 6 astronauts, and there's 2 trophies attached to that. One is for doing it on one of the levels, and the other one is for like doing it on both levels, like getting all 6 of them. And the first one popped fine when I did level 6, rescued all 6 of the astronauts, and then level 12, rescued all 6 of the astronauts, nothing. And I was like, oh dear, that's not good. So turned it all off, turned it all back on, as you do. And yeah, thought, right, do I uninstall it and reinstall it? But I thought, nah, I'll just go through again, because like I said about this game, you've got to sort of get credits to sort of level up to get through the later levels. I figured it doesn't hurt to play a couple of the levels again, you know what I mean? So I went back, I replayed 6, I replayed 12, and after doing it again for a second time, it popped. And I was like, oh, thank God for that, because I thought I was locked out of the platinum on that. And yeah, quite a relief. But aside from that, it's actually a decent little shooter game, and I really enjoyed my time with it. Yeah, so that was the 5 platinums that we've got for March, which puts us bang on the 13 that I was hoping for us to get to. And there's also a couple of games that I've started. Now, roughly, I would say probably about the middle of March, maybe, I thought it was a good idea to start Ghost of Tsushima. Because it's a game that I have played a little bit of in the past, probably played the first sort of 15-20 hours on my main account, and I absolutely loved it, and I really wanted to start over and sort of go through the whole thing again. And I've played maybe the first sort of 10 hours or so of it. I'm absolutely loving it. But it's the sort of game that I need to sit down in an evening when I've got sort of 3 or 4 hours and play a good chunk of. I can't just play it in sort of small sections sort of thing. So that, it's not got left, but I haven't touched it for like a week or so, and I'm hoping that this coming weekend, the weekend that I upload this video, that I'm going to be able to sit down, I think on the Sunday, and have an evening where I get into Ghost and hopefully get like a chunk further sort of thing. To be totally honest, when will I platinum that? If I had to guess, I would say maybe July. That's going to be one for future, because I think that is probably the biggest game that we're probably going to do on this. Yeah, going forward sort of thing. On the other end of the scale, I've also started a game called Cave Digger VR, which I would guesstimate is probably about 8 hours long. I've played a couple of hours of it. We're probably maybe we're about a third of the way through it. And because that's VR, I only ever really play VR for about an hour at a time, because otherwise I feel a little bit odd after it, to be honest. I know a lot of people get a lot of VR sickness sort of quite quickly. I'm fine for an hour, don't really notice it for an hour. Longer than an hour and I'm a bit sort of touchy after it. So that will hopefully be an April game. I just need to find a couple more sessions on it sort of thing, or maybe 4 sessions on it, and hopefully I'll be able to sort of smash that out of the park. I have played that before, basically a lot of shaking your arm around like that, people. But it's fun, you know. You sort of start like sort of Wild West sort of thing. You go down, you just basically obliterate stuff, you collect stuff, you upgrade stuff. There's a train that goes into a cave that you can, there's like a load of stuff in there, and yeah, it's a fun game. Not the best game I've ever played, but I think it'll be a decent platinum, so we will be going for that hopefully this month. And CSI, one that we started last month, we still haven't finished. We've played the first 3 basically now, so we're sort of, I would say we're halfway. Technically we're over halfway because there are 5 episodes. However, I'm going to have to replay the second episode because I missed one of the sort of episode specific trophies, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. But yeah, you know, I wasn't really focused on it in a way that I probably should have been when we played it. So we've done 1, 2, and 3, but I've still got 4 and 5 to do, and then we've got to go back for 2. So, but that's all right, because I sort of know more or less what I'm doing. That'll be quite a quick sort of replay, I'd have thought. So that's not too bad. So yes, so that's exactly where we are. Now, as for the medals, last month we hit bronze, silver, and gold, which was kind of cool. I think that was the same as the month before. So, as I said, these are sort of like a little sort of side mission. I'm not really that fussed on them. We've joined the 3 again for this month, and we will be hopefully getting some more medals on it. I don't know. A couple of them look a little bit tough this month, but I said that last month, and we managed to at least get bronze on all of them. So, I don't know. I think this month might be the month we miss 1 or 2, but I'm not sure. And at the moment, according to this, as we cut off basically at the beginning of April, we are on a 44-day trophy streak, exactly the same as the trophy streak that we had for our first sort of trophy streak that we did on the channel. Now, do we beat the 44 or do I slip up? Because I did say to my sensible adult coming up to the end of last month that I want a few days off at the beginning of April so that I can catch up on my backlog of the original Xbox stuff that I've been purchasing for Xbox. You'll have to wait and see that, so I'm not going to give any spoilers out now. So for April, we are currently on 13. So April, we need to get another 4, so we need to be on 17 by the end of April. That is the target, and I'm relatively confident we will be. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, people. Sorry if that was really waffly. Stay awesome, stay brilliant. I've been Soup, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.